Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to a Fireside Chat video. Oh, we haven't done one of these in a long time. And the reason for today's impromptu Fireside Chat is because I just started going through everything in the channel. I've got some new stuff I'm working on, and I started digging around in the old archives, and I finally came to the realization I need to address something major. So this Fireside Chat video is going to be talking about the recent patch that is now allowing us to transfer servers by using honor tokens in the 6v6 store. For those of you that didn't know, well, that weren't on the planet in this galaxy for the last week, you can now go to the equipment tab, the shop tab, item, and interstellar jump. It started with 5 servers. I don't know how many it's up to now. But they were slowly allowing each server to allow their players to leave. And then when you want to migrate, what ends up happening is basically the 7th thing is the most important, the 7th one down. It says based on your power level, the cost to migrate to this server is a certain amount of jumps. Well, my power level's kind of high, so I would be rank 13 when I arrived, so it's going to cost me 3 jumps, which isn't that bad, actually. To be rank number 1 or 2 is like 20 jumps. It's an absurd amount. For the super high level players, but for all the mid-range to lower players, it's actually very reasonable, and pretty much they gave everyone a free server merge. So a lot of players are concerned that this will be the death of the game. They think that this is a big problem. I will admit that it does pose some difficulties, but I want to point out that it also alleviates a lot of major problems. And when I say major problems, I think of 2 problems specifically, and that is there are way too many guilds. The top 32 guilds in this last Galactic Battle Season 7 represented maybe half of the competitive guilds on the scene. Now, I know that the top 10 are always going to be the top 10, but the truth is my guild is one of the most competitive guilds in the game, and the opponent on our server is one of the most competitive guilds in the game, and they didn't even make it. I think actually WoW made it to the first round. But the fact is that a lot of players are into this game for a year, and they're stuck on a server where they're not competitive enough in galactic battles. There's too much power all spread around, and the developers don't know what to do as far as merging servers. They don't want to take 500 active accounts and merge it with another server with 500 active accounts. And you can make the argument that a lot of them are alts or bots or players that only play once a week. Who cares? Bottom line is the devs don't want to crush all their servers every month. They don't want to make the server so small that players quit, because the byproduct of server merges is player quitting. But the byproduct of not server merges is player quitting. And this really became evident to me when players started pointing out how disappointed they were and that they want to quit the game. And then I thought to myself, well, the same players that were getting frustrated, not the same players, different players were getting frustrated for the complete opposite reason, how stagnant the game has become, how alliances, it basically cripples everyone's fun, but it's not worth it to break the peace. So a lot of players that were looking for more action now have the opportunity to join other guilds that are more PvP based and are looking to be more competitive in Galactic Battle. And what we're getting is we're getting super guilds. We're only a week in. I did a news video earlier today, and reports are out that FBI, not ALD, FBI has at least three 1 billion power players. They're not the only guild that's stacking players. There's plenty of other guilds out there that are doing it. They're the ones that we know most of because they have an English-speaking major player, and we keep tabs on those guilds. But going back to that's really the first thing I notice is like, is it going to be bad for the game? It's going to have its ups and downs. What is bad, though, is stagnation. Not giving players the option, not giving players the merge. So now we're going to be allowed to merge. I think it's actually quite good. I'm a little optimistic, maybe more than I should be, but generally I take an optimistic approach to this game. If you watch the channel, you know that, because as much as we hate the developers for a lot of the things they do, like take our money, we also have to respect the fact that we've been playing this game for well over a year. Consistently, daily, on our cell phone, which may be new to most people, but we are really on the forefront of something special here. I'm not saying that this game is going to rewrite history books and change the world of MMO gaming like EverQuest did, okay? I'm not going to say it's going to become the Dungeons and Dragons of cell phones for tabletop games. I'm just saying that I've been a part of game revolutions in the past. I was there for StarCraft 1. I had it the first month it came out. I was there for EverQuest. I was there for World of Warcraft. I played those games at launch. I know when something's happening. And I know that something is happening in this game. And this channel's documenting it. So, in part of that documentation, is going on a tangent now, I was going through, I have a new video series, so the Patreon is doing so much better than I ever thought it would. I'm so thankful that so many people, 33 people have backed this channel financially, $15 a month, helping me out, pay for everything I'm doing on it, because I knew people would be willing to do it. I just didn't know how many people, and it's made a noticeable difference in my ability to rationalize, should I buy a new intro? Should I spend 2 hours editing tonight? Should I open episodes up to other people? How much time do I commit to individual personal responses? Because I've got a life, right? I've got a family. This game is a joy and a hobby, and so is the channel. But it does take a tremendous amount of time and money, and now that people are helping it out, it's totally opening the door for me to do this community and this channel the way I want to do it. The way when I look back on this in 5 or 10 years, I'll go, oh yeah, Arc of War. Yeah, the best thing I ever did was monetizing that channel. That allowed us to get the green screen. That allowed us to build a new Archimedes workstation for rendering and live streaming. That allowed us to make massive video edits. That allowed us to get, did I say green screen? Because I think this is amazing. 20 patron goal. What's up, baby? And then, we've got a lot of stuff coming. Stuff that's not even here. For the 35 patron goal, which is just 2 people away, we are going to be launching a Remastered Series. The 50 patron goal, which I just announced, is going to be a champion belt. You saw all these in the backdrop here. This is the trophy. We're going to make a trophy. The money's there now. It makes sense. I'm going to do a video series. I'm going to do a vlog on it. I'm going to go to the foundry. I'm going to go to the artist. I'm going to go to the wood sculptor that's going to build the base. I'm going to do it all. Because I want the Chinese, I want the Russians, I want the Europeans to know that over on this side of the planet, we're doing it right, Arc of War style. Putting a little money in, a few bucks from everyone here and there. We pour thousands into this game, right? Yeah, a few bucks into the channel, we're going to get a cup. And we're going to do a live event. The live event is coming. I haven't made an official goal for it. I was thinking maybe at 100 patrons, I could flip the bill for a venue, invite everyone out, give everyone a month's notice. That's in the works. If you want to be a part of that, hey, check out the Patreon, Why not plug it? I'm talking about it. If you want to see where this channel's going, $15 a month. You even get a mug and early access and to all the videos and all the great stuff. Check out Patreon if you want to join it. But Patreon is allowing these things to happen. And I was digging through for our 35 patron goal. Back to my original point, I was digging through all of my old videos, and I wanted to start doing a series called the Remastered Series. It's in Patreon. You can actually go here and see the. I had an intro made for it, but these things cost money, They don't make themselves. I don't make them. This is an art. I'm not good at it. But so this is the new series that's coming. It's nice. Audio's good. It's all there. 1080p, 60 hertz, animation's done. It's unique. We own everything, all the licensing, everything about it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back, we're going to take that and revisit the old videos. Not just old videos for the sake of making a video of old videos. No one wants to see that. I don't want to make that video. But I do want to revisit some of the old videos that were really important. And now I've got 2 topics here. These Fireside Chats, boys, these are a mess. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Why not? We're just making a mess of this thing. All right, so I got a lot of thoughts in my head. Maybe that's why I turned the recording button on, because I'm just trying to organize this. And you guys can kind of jump inside to see how I do this thing. But, okay. So, on one hand, I was going down memory lane because I went looking for old videos to start the Remastered Series, which videos are the most important to reshoot and add modern news to, modern era information. Like I did this video called the Temporary Medbay Trick. I'm thinking this is going to be video number 1. Okay, today we're going to do a quick video showing how to switch hulls and keep your army. You hear that? Intentionally die. So this is one of my very first videos. I didn't have a camera. I didn't have subtitles. I just was talking at the camera, helping people out in the line chat in the communities, helping people how to teach them the hospital medbay trick. Basically, I went out, I killed a monster, and I overflowed my hospital by changing to the Ares hull so it all fit, and then I changed back, and then I show everyone that, it all fits in the hospital, even though it's all red and you can't see it there. There. It'll be right at the bottom here.
Over to the Diablo.
Come on the left.
And
right there. Right there. See it? Right there. Oh, no, I can't see it. Well, anyway, it just shows that it overflows. Everyone knows this. But back then, people didn't. And that was one of the very first videos. And I thought to myself, that was October 14th, 2017. I've been doing this now for almost 2 years. I thought it was only a year, but it's actually been 2 years. And from that medbay swap video, October 14th, I was already filming videos because that's when I discovered Bullet. And I had tested Bullet and using Ignore Tear Suppression and Ghost Cannon to score points in Galactic Battle without losing anything. 5 days later, that's when I published the channel the video that put this channel on the map, which was Melt's Bullet. It was shared all around the line chats and the WeChats, and even the Asians found out about it because this changed everything. We now had a commander that free-to-play players could punish server bosses with. And it was just a quick 4-minute video, me showing how to use accuracy to use Ghost Cannon and Rangers to kill troops. After that, I did a Melt's Bullet number 2, and then that's history. November of 2017, this channel started pumping out, 1 or 2 videos a week, and in the most juvenile form. I literally was just screen recording with the Samsung app, talking at the phone. Sometimes my hand would be on the phone's microphone, so I could you couldn't hear me talk. I'd have to reshoot the whole video sometimes. So I'm trying to figure out which videos to do the Remastered Series on. This took me down memory lane. I don't know how to look for other YouTubers' content based on date, but I know how to look for my videos based on date. All this stuff is public. So if you see the title of this video, everything should be keyworded. One day I went back for 6 hours through every video I ever published, and I did all the keywords. See down here? Arc of War, Bullet, Tear Suppression, Rock, Tier 11, Tier 10, Tier 9, Death Angel, Sirius, Rhea, Gaia, Eye of Greed, all those tags. So if you go searching Arc of War, Bullet, breakdown, a breakdown should be on here. I didn't get them all perfect, okay, but all my videos are tagged like this. So you should be able to find any video you see here. If there's anything Arc of War related, you should be able to find it just by looking for the right tags. But going back with these two thoughts I have on the table here is explaining memory lane, how we got this far, and then also the videos I'm looking at. Should we shift back over to one of the old videos? How about the Remastered Series? Okay, we're definitely going to do the Hospital Medbay trick. That's just a great trick to know. I think the Hoodoo Breakdown video actually needs to be redone. Nothing's really changed. You're still using, high tier to kill low tier because, Hoodoo's Death Rattle does not ignore tier suppression. So even if you kill a bunch of tier 5, you use a bunch of tier 5 to kill a bunch of Hoodoo's range. If you're Hoodoo and you have tier 5 and you kill your opponent's Rangers and explode his whole army, well, if he has tier 9, 10, or 11 and enough tier suppression, you're not going to kill him anyway. So sometimes you see really weak Hoodoo Death Rattles because they don't use high enough tier. So, I mean, I probably should cover that a little better in a modern Hoodoo video. There's just so much, and I've kind of just got to go through it. I need to go back to the Arc of War Fort Explore, how to get the most out of your daily Fort Explore. Man, some of these videos, the thumbnails format I was using just kind of blows my mind. I just was using a blank background, basic font. I was using a two-tone font, but it was a layout font, which it was a prefab kind of, they give you the fonts and they're supposed to work together kind of deal. But man, I had a Darurai breakdown. There was a time there where I was like committed to like doing breakdowns on all the commanders, not because they needed it, was because I knew that players would be getting the commander going, should I play this commander? And they wouldn't know to like compare all that commander's skills to the infantry version or the airship versions. So I was kind of making all these breakdowns kind of as a service to the community. And after a while, I just kind of got sick of it. I was like Cerberus, Black, Mia. Like the A commanders made sense because they were more rare. People might think they're more valuable, but they weren't. But there were some commanders that never got their own videos. I don't think Mary ever got her own video. And who would have thought Mary's so popular now? So let's go back to, since it's a Fireside Chat video, we're not trying to rush anything along. Let's have some fun. Let's go back to the first video where I ever showed my face. I kind of remember someone saying in the chat, Melty, your face is showing. I kind of remember something like that. So let's see if we can find it. First video, the first troll video. It wasn't really a troll, but It was an Arc of War video, and it was called growing 1 million power in minutes, and it's like a Tobey Maguire meme face. And all I did was just take a bunch of level 1 commanders with tier 9 and just attack a bunch of monsters, and I leveled up really fast. It was a legit video, but it looked kind of like clickbait. But yeah, that was a pretty basic one. So let's see. Arc of War update, Gem Purpose Hospital Capacity Guild Explorer, November 7th, 2017. Did that one have a face in it, or does this one have a face in it? Let's see.
All right, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the new patch that came out finally last night.
You can hear the wind in the background.
It kept requeuing itself for 2 hours, like 3 or 4 times. But anyway, here's the newest patch. And we got 4 major things to talk about. First thing being cosmetic, the new Roger skin. Nothing special here. Looks like they just did a blue overlay and called it Spectral.
I think I'm in a tornado or something.
Okay. They introduced a new item in the shop that lets you temporarily increase your hospital size. So 200% for 8 hours. Pretty good if you know you're ready at 350.
But you can tell these videos, you know, they're all done in one take. The quality is okay because it's just the video of the game. But my face isn't there. One of the major elements of having a YouTube channel, I've always said, is you got to have a face on it. Humans need points of contact to look at. I use the glasses because of the branding, and I don't like having my eyes up here. But this is the first one. Arc of War, Galactic Battle, Season 3, Round of 32, Day 1. Look how studious I am. Day 1 of 1. There's my face. Oh, that's what's behind the green screen back there. Oh my god. There I am. Drinking the same thing. Alright, good man.
Okay.
Year and a half ago?
We should be live. And we're going to try and turn the sound on today. I was listening to the stream earlier.
Okay, so we're live streaming from a tablet or a cell phone, actually. From my cell phone.
Live
streaming to YouTube from the cell phone.
I feel like it was live from the sound.
I think this was an S4 or S7.
Down the overall.
My phone was getting super hot. It ends up crashing in one of the streams because it just was getting way too hot. You couldn't run with a case on it.
Let me know if it's too loud.
Asking for
or
a
not
sound
loud
check.
enough. All right, so let's head into tonight's galactic battles that have already been going on. We'll get caught up on a few things. Looks like No pulled out the win last night, and NYC took it without a fight.
The background music is too loud.
CHB got their win. We saw that. SSS got a win.
Guilds.
ARG, what the fuck? Aha Pin or Adrian, whatever you want to call him.
This is a Christian channel, Melt. What are you saying?
Feels like he's a one-man army. PFK got a win over Demons.
Adrian.
I don't know who those guys are. To the Guild Ben.
There it is. Edward Duarte. Is he still around? Edward, give me a shout out in the chat below, comments below.
I think
I'm watching.
Doug from
I give some
WoW
medals to him.
It's going to be original Star Eve at 15
Aztecs
million
here.
points.
Johnny Boy Mex. Oh, that's right.
FXT
Aztec.
at
One of those players that quit.
35 million. We got TNT first replay.
Anyway, so we don't need to go into further that. Let's jump back to the original point. And the original point was the merge patch really bad for the game? No. Stagnation and frustrated spenders is bad for the game. You know, the worst part about playing games like this is players quitting, right? You look back on it, you're like, oh, I remember that person. I really like that person. You build up a brief memory and a history with that person and a rapport that goes on day by day. And going back to my original point about this game is something different, you know? It's not EverQuest. It's not World of Warcraft. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. It's something new. We have these devices. They follow us around 24/7. Our ship is on a server 24/7. And at any given moment, everything you hold dear on that account could be destroyed. You say, oh, if I got zeroed, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I could just rebuild my troops. You could, but what's your research really worth? What's your leadership really worth? What's your gear really worth if you don't have a full march or one slot of full troops? I mean, it's a tremendous loss if you get zeroed. A tremendous loss if your main army gets killed. Metacrystal healing has helped a lot, but not enough. Not enough to let people come back from a zeroing. So even to this day, we are at this primitive stage of pay to win, risk it all, base, farm. What is our game? what is our game? People ask me all the time when I mention YouTube or my family finds out what I'm doing. Oh, what kind of game is it? It's kind of like a base game where you have a base and you like build it up and you level it, like Farmville. It's like, oh yeah, kind of like Farmville. There's like resources and stuff like that. You have friends on it, but there's PvP. You like fight each other. There's a galactic battle and there's server battles and there's 6v6. So it's like League of Legends. Oh no, it's definitely nothing like League of Legends. Nothing like that. But you do get items and it is a combat mode. It is team play. It's just a super weird game. And if we're being totally honest, I don't think this type of game will climax in its current form. I think games like this will always exist. Games that prey upon our primitive instinct to protect ourselves, protect others, and avenge those who wrong us. And this game lets us spend money to do it. It's probably something that in the future will be banned, just because it's almost like gambling in a sense. Like, people know what they're risking when they're gambling, but people also can have behavioral issues that can destroy their family. They can destroy their neighborhood and their community. And this game will allow people to reveal their more primitive selves and make financial mistakes that could ultimately lead to the suffering of the people in their family and the community around them. And I don't know the laws for gambling. I don't know how they pass the laws, but I do know that this game has pulled out some bad behaviors in a lot of good people. And there is a boiling frog effect where players will say, I'm never going to spend, and then I'll spend $5, and then they spend a $100 pack, and they sweat all night, and they wake up the next day, and they want to cancel everything, but they know they canceled, and their account goes negative gold, and it's basically a dead account, and everything they've spent on it is gone. So they don't, but they had that thought, and a lot of people hearing this are probably having that same thought right now, like, I remember that time I had buyer's remorse. And this game lets it go on for months and months and years and years. And people look back 2 years later and go, if I only would have quit when I was a month in. So in that regard, it's a very weird game. And I know that this is the game I play. And I'm not mad at the game for giving me a playground. I don't blame the game for giving me the opportunity to make bad choices, because I could make that same argument with a lot of other games. The gambling aspect and that primitive feeling is the only outlier in this game that kind of makes it stand out. But you could say EverQuest ruined people's lives. You can say Dungeons & Dragons ruined people's lives. People knows they should have stopped buying things and quit. But this game makes it competitive in a weird way. And we just don't know what it's going to look like because we've never had these phones. We don't have a generation of people with experience and wisdom to look back and go, you know what we did wrong with those things? We totally underestimated how greedy people could get by convincing people to use money to have fake outrage against people they don't know, or whatever I'm getting at. You know what I mean, right? I wouldn't have to say you know what I mean if I was good enough with words, but yeah, it's not the only game of its kind. I'm not a cell phone gamer. I do play games, sure, but I don't go looking for new games. It's not like my Monday morning routine to go check out 5 new games. I don't do that. I could go months without looking at a new game. This game came up on my radar, and it's been there for a long time. It's been the front and center of my radar for a long time. It's really kind of become a huge part of my life. The YouTube channel, the filming setup, the office, the amount of skills and knowledge and friends I've made in the last year are directly related to this game. So I guess what I'm getting at is be aware of the game you play, because it's a monster, and games like this are not going to be like this forever. They're probably not going to be legal in the same form forever. There's that law they're trying to pass that is affecting pay-to-win games. I don't know the full details on that. I do need to cover that. That is something I need to make a video about. But I don't like talking about subjects I'm not educated enough on. Because one, there's definitely someone out there on YouTube that's more educated, and that's who we should be listening to. And two, there's no faster way to lose an audience than to start talking about things you know nothing about and acting like you do. Because anyone out here that's listening to this going, oh, Melt, I actually know quite a bit about that. I studied international law, and we're actually working on a paper, and I'm a journalist. I can tell you all about it. And then here I go talking about, like, oh, it probably doesn't have legs. The reason the law exists was to protect people from game companies. And you'd just be going, no, that's all made up. So I don't want to go into that. I will address that when the time comes and I have the knowledge, or the guest host. A guest host would be nice. God, could you imagine if this channel actually had the money to like send me to go interview a lobbyist that's working on that bill? I would totally do it. I would. I'm willing. Have I not proven that? I think I've done a pretty good job of proving that there are goers and there are senders. I'm a goer. I just need more senders. And have you heard of Patreon? We have a Patreon. If you want to see where this channel goes, I'm serious. I joke about that, but I do. This channel's gonna do things. We're gonna get a belt. We've already got mugs. We've already got pins. We've already got a meme review. We've got news segments. We've got live streams. Next, we're getting a trophy. Next, we're getting a championship belt. And after that, I don't know. We'll just keep going down this road. I do want to do a live event, a live hosted Ark of War live stream at a venue, in person, with fans, with players. I want to have representatives from all the guilds there if we can, and then have the winner handed the trophy at the end of the night. And now the Galactic Battles are only 4 hours long. I think it's very doable. And I don't want to make this Fireside Chat too long. I just want to end on that strong note. This community is going places. It is. And I'm going to keep pushing it. And if you want to keep pushing me, join the Patreon. That's the only way it's going to get done. I don't ask for subscribers. I rarely ask for likes. Only ask for likes if I know there's a good video I want everyone to see. That's how the algorithm works. But this community is not going to blow up. We are not going to be the next Day 9 or PewDiePie. We play Ark of War. I do Ark of War. I'm not interested in doing these other games. I don't want to expand this platform. This game's not dead. And if you want to see the channel grow, you want to see the community grow, you want to see this game grow, this is the place. This is where you back your horse. I'm the horse. I don't know. That's it. That's the pitch. That's the daily Patreon pitch. I like Fireside Chat videos. For those of you players that didn't know, we used to do Fireside Chat videos like once a month. What Fireside Chat is this? Like 8 or 10? And we would just do long form videos like this because I didn't like doing editing, and it just made more sense to like vent everything out. And a lot of the viewers that watch this channel are people that have access to a PC or a cell phone for extended periods of time, where it makes sense that they just turn on a YouTube video and watch it for 40 minutes. You know, there's truck drivers out there, there's train conductors, there's boat drivers. You know, when you got a fishing vessel and you just got to go east for an hour and 20 minutes, and you're looking around and you go east an hour and 20 minutes off your port every day, the route doesn't change, turn on YouTube. Some people, on the other hand, only have, 7-minute breaks, 15-minute breaks, whatever your breaks are. You don't have the time to watch these crazy long videos. I understand it. You're probably clicking through, trying to get the best stuff. Check the comments below. But we used to do a lot more of these Fireside Chat videos. I think it gives people a chance to kind of look inside the head of what I'm up to. So should we cap it off with what the community's doing? Yeah, I suppose so. Okay. At the time of this video, let's check the line just to be sure. My current community responsibility is like a time capsule. I upload videos every day, 5 days a week, except Saturdays and Sundays. Maybe if there's like a small tidbit video, I'll update it on a Saturday or Sunday, or a major event video. But in general, you can look forward to 5 videos a week. Friday's meme review. Videos go up at 6 a.m. or 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, depending on if I'm still editing and post, or if the baby wakes up. But that's usually when videos go up. I don't do anything after 11. It's just like a general marketing rule. You don't post anything after 11, unless it's just community fun stuff. Not videos though. Videos, there's an algorithm there. I also moderate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 line chats right now. 9 of them. And in those chats I have 2,200 players. 2,200 players, some overlap. Mostly not, though. Some overlap, but mostly not. 2,200 unique players. Between all those chat rooms, I think we average about 400 to 600 messages a day. Probably a lot more than that, but that's a lot of messages to read. And private messages, they vary. Some days I'll get less than 50. Some days I'll get 200. It just depends on if I made a video that is sparking controversy or if people want to send me messages about a new event or something. But it's a lot of private messages. It's a lot. It didn't used to be a lot. I used to didn't care. But now I'm getting to the point where it's like, okay, this is becoming a lot. When I go to the private messages and I see all of them, I go, okay, I'm going to have to sit down and go through each one of these in front of the computer. Some of them are, arcs. Some of them are Pimp My Arc episode information. Some of them are shipping stuff. So there's a bit of work there. I don't really bother with the Arc of War subreddit. I recruit to it. Ridiculous Badger does a good job of taking care of that. I do have moderators for the Melt Gotta See This meme subreddit. They mostly handle all that, and I just go check it on Friday for the meme review. I try to stay away from it so I don't spoil any of the memes. Otherwise, I have a bad reaction when I see it the second time. For some reason, if I know what the meme is, I've already had the reaction in my head. If I didn't film it, then when I go see it the next time, it doesn't work. So I try to avoid the memes as best I can. Right now, we're backed up 3 or 4 episodes of Arcs and Pimp My Arc. Those videos take an hour to 2 hours to film and 2 to 4 hours to edit. Those are probably my favorite ones to do, but they're definitely the most time-consuming. But they're also for people that are directly paying back to this channel. At least, most of them are. Most of them are you can actually buy an episode of Pimp My Arc or Arcs by just being a $50 a month subscriber, which I didn't think anyone would actually do. But hey, the channel needs it, so thank all of them. They're the ones making this possible. And what else? What else? The YouTube stuff is kind of like self-enclosed. It's just managing all the comments, dealing with all the backside of YouTube, the post process, the in-screen analytics, the copying descriptions. I don't even know what I spend time-wise on that. I just do it as I need to. I'm basically always doing this. That's kind of what it's. I never really thought about it, but I guess that's kind of what I'm always doing. I get up in the morning, I post a video, I share the video, I check all the chats. Then it's family stuff, Melt stuff, life stuff, and then around 9 to 11, I got to get back on the app, back on the video, check the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. And all the while, I'm on the comments. Sometimes I'll premiere videos and watch them live with you guys, but then come lunchtime from noon to 1, it's usually working on what's coming next, what videos I'm going to be working on, what data I'm gathering, reaching out to players for information. And shipping a lot lately. Every day I've had to go to the post office for shipping, which I'm thankful to do. Those are patrons, right? Or people that won meme review. They're directly interacting with the community, making this thing better for everyone. So it's work, but that's work that pays for itself. And then from 5 o'clock to, really from 6:30 to 7, all the way till 10 o'clock, 11, I'm peppering in Arc of War, YouTube, gaming community. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And I guess the reason I keep doing it is because I try not to think about how much work it is. Because it doesn't pay, right? You can go see how much money the channel makes. It doesn't pay. Patreon, everyone, the money helps. The money definitely helps, but it's not a paycheck, And you look at the money I've put in. I just stopped spending as much on Arc of War, and I put it into the YouTube channel. So I believe deep down that this is the right thing to do right now. I like it. I enjoy it. People like it. People enjoy it. People are pushing me to keep going. There's nothing harmful about it. Nothing's coming at a cost. I'm not going into debt. I'm not financially suffering. My family's not missing out any special time with me. I mean, you can always spend more time with your family. Don't get me wrong. And I think one day I'll look back and I'll just be so thankful that we kept going, we kept pushing, we kept doing it, because it's a new frontier. This is the Wild West of our generation. Like, if you look back on the 1700s and people were heading west and they're just like, stake your claim, put 4 stakes in the ground and you claim the land, work the land, pay the taxes, and it's yours. You don't have to pay anyone, just pay your taxes. I mean, nowadays you'd think like, oh my God, if you could just go out and drive 4 stakes in a piece of land and claim it, everyone would do it. And you think, well, why didn't people go back and do it? Why didn't people go out on the frontier and just claim tons of land? And the fact is because if you claimed the land, you had to live there. It might have been dangerous. And you had to pay your taxes, and you had to work the land. The land had to be worked to be profitable. And you had to know what you were doing. People didn't want to give up comfort and things they know how to do to go out and try something new and commit to it every day, change their life for it. And that was an opportunity that happened 200 years ago. Are land opportunities like that in the world today? Probably. There's probably areas in Africa that would love people to just come in and farm the land and work it, and they'll give you as much real estate as you want. Does it come with the same, citizenship and rights that you have in your current country? No, probably not. But that's not the life we want. We live in the modern digital age. YouTube is the real Wild West of the digital age right now, and it's amazing that you can just have a platform for free, and you can just post videos, and people that are interested can find it and watch it, get behind it, and turn it into something. I mean, it's crazy. But, so that's why I'm still doing it. I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. People are liking it. And I kind of feel like this is one of those talks you have with your friends after a couple of drinks. The sun is set. It's not as warm as it was. I live in Southern California, so sitting out on the patio and just kind of enjoying the trees, and friends are asking, like, why are you still doing it? Why are you still at that job? Why are you still playing that game? And you're just, like, explaining it to them, and it makes sense to you, but you can tell they're kind of not getting it. I'm sure you guys get it. You guys all play the game, but, yeah. I'm thinking about the start of this video and how much different my content's been lately. I'm just segueing into something different. My content's been so much different lately. I started this video off with intent and purpose. Like, I need to cover the server migration thing. People are asking about that. I need to talk to them about why it's a good thing, why it's a bad thing. I try to take a neutral stance. I'm always optimistic, but I try to take a neutral stance because I don't want to bum anyone out, right? I mean, some people see it good, some people see it bad. I'm just throwing out the advice and what I think's going on, and that's kind of what I do, right? But now I'm kind of got into the later part of the video, and it feels like my tempo's off, and it's like, well, it is off because it's a fireside chat. It's supposed to be off. I feel like I started off doing like a news segment. Now I'm finishing it with, I got my feet kicked up around the barbecue or around the fire pit. And we're just hanging out, and it's like, oh, I should end the video. I should cut here. I should edit this out. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave the whole thing in. Can I do that? I haven't done a raw video in a while. I always cut something in. Oh, I've got to put an end scene. There's credits at the end for the paid promoters of the channel. They get their name on the end of the video. Only the $50 subs. Those crazy bastards. Those crazy bastards. I'm excited for that. Let's get back on Let's get back on Patreon for just a second. There's one more thing. I'm so looking forward to the merch and swag ideas, because people that pay the Patreon thing, they're here for, a month. They get their mug at $15. What keeps them coming back? Well, yeah, the content, the access to me, the early access, the pushing the channel. There's more to it than just a mug. But I want to give more gifts back, right? I want to have special Ark of War stuff made. Like, this mug is freaking sweet, man. I mean, that is original art. Legally speaking, that I cannot sell this, so I have to give it as a gift. So anything that has their merch on it, or their art, or whatever, I can't sell it, which is fine. I don't want to sell it for a profit. Give it as a gift for joining a community thing. That works perfectly. It's like the perfect workaround. But I've got other ideas for other things, and those other things are coming. The championship belt is being designed. The trophy's being designed. I've released some kind of concept stuff on it, but they're not done yet. I've got some new swag stuff that's coming, and it's a lot of fun. You could tell by the smile that I enjoy spending money on this channel. I do. I like the things that come out of it, and I want players to enjoy it. I want them to get something back and be like, oh, this is from Ark of War. This is my game. This is my stupid game that I don't tell people about, but it's my game. And I don't want everything to have my name on it. Like, I love the Melt brand. It's cool. It's cool to have your own brand. I'm not unfamiliar to that territory, so it's lost on me. It was lost on me long before I started the Melt thing. So there's no joy directly because of the Melt brand. Maybe once or twice, like, oh, that's my thing. But I really like the idea of having Ark of War as the main thing, like a ship, and then maybe like a minor throwback to Melt. Like when I go out and I make promo images or instructional images for, Strength and Weakened or whatever, I'll always put my Melt brand on it. And the reason I put my Melt brand on it isn't because I need credit. It's just to remind people that if they're looking at something very high quality that has Ark of War all over it, if my name's on it, that means I made it. And that means that you may not like me, you may not watch the content, you may not have watched the content for a month, but just know I'm still out here. 5 days a week, I'm grinding. I'm talking to the community, I'm getting up in the morning, I'm checking the comments, I'm sending out the mailers, I'm going to the post office, I'm dealing with it, I'm collecting information, I'm editing videos. I'm still here. That Melt brand's still here. There's more to it than just a name. It's dedication, it's loyalty. It all started in October of 2017 when I started pumping out these videos, and it's still going to this day. There's the oldest videos right there, boys. A lot of them didn't have thumbnails because they were just replays, but this is when it started. The Medbay swap, October 14th. Melt's Bullet, October 19th. Melt's Bullet 2, October 23rd. When I launched that video, Melt's Bullet, I thought to myself, all the Asians are going to go, have you guys seen that video called Melt's Bullet? And it's like, what else was I going to call the Ignore Tear Suppression Ghost Cannon hit with Rangers in Galactic Battle? There wasn't a name for it yet, and no one was using Bullet. And I was Melt, so Melt's Bullet. It was just, in my mind, I was like, this is gold. This is perfect. And then looking back on it now, it's like, look at these thumbnails. Oh my God, what was I thinking? I was learning, boys and girls. I'll look back on this video and say, oh God, what was I thinking? But that's because we're not like a commercial channel. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, we're not setting ourselves a limit here. We're not trying to say a certain amount of keywords to hit advertisers. We're just doing what we want. In the future, the channel, I'll understand YouTube more. I'll understand branding more and how to use time, how to use your time. Because that's another part of this. You know, there's a lot of wasted time. But, you know, at this point, if you're still watching this video, you're here to just hang out anyway. Just hanging out with Melt on a Wednesday night. Doing a fireside chat, picking his brain, seeing what he's up to, seeing how he did it. A lot of people are interested in how I did the YouTube channel. Everyone that's famous on YouTube did it a certain way. A lot of people wanted to follow a cookie cutter mold, but everyone takes a different path. I mean, mine felt unique to me, right? Playing a game, posting some videos, joining a line community, sharing to that community, growing, dedication, quality, dedication, interaction, grow. And we're at 5,000 subscribers. It's not a tremendously successful channel. It doesn't pay for itself or anything ridiculous, but it's something of value. I wouldn't just walk away from this and feel like I didn't lose anything. It means something to me. So a lot of people are interested in that aspect of it. I have a nephew that found out about the channel, and he thinks it's amazing that I do YouTube. And I was just like, well, it's not really that amazing. Anyone could do it. You just got to do it every day with good content, with good delivery, with good quality. And that's really the secret to success on YouTube. Good quality, right? People have to be able to enjoy looking at the thing they're looking at. Good content, which you're talking about, needs to be worth listening to. And 3 is like good skill, good delivery. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 1080p and a great understanding of something, if it's 1 FPS or if the screen is too small to see, or if you're not showing off the best part of the gameplay. You got to have it all. If you don't have all 3 things, the trifecta, you end up having a fragmented channel. And I can tell you guys that there are plenty of YouTube channels out there that I've seen that should have been way more successful than actually were. But the reason they were so successful and I saw them in the first place is because one of those 3 things they had was tremendous. For example, pro gamers. They don't need their face. Sometimes they don't even need their voice. All you need to know, that's the pro gamer playing. You see this Rocket League and League of Legends. Just knowing it's them and watching them play, that's it. You don't need to see them. You don't need to hear their voice. You just watch them play and you're like, this is the elite level of competition. It doesn't matter if they're missing the other 2 things. That's what matters. But then you look at a guy like Jack Black. Jack Black has his own YouTube channel. It's called, Jack Black YouTube channel. God, what is it called? Jablinski? Yeah, Jablinski. And he's got 4 million subscribers, 27 videos. So he started putting out videos finally. I think he had delayed it for a while. 5 months ago, he started putting out videos, and you could just see the progress. 11 million was like everyone saying, holy shit, Jack Black has a YouTube channel. 9 million, much less. Hey, second video, I'm still doing Jack Black here. And then the third video, fourth video, fifth video, his numbers kept going down, right? Because people realized, okay, shock value's over. Jack Black's a comedian. He's funny. I like him. But does he make good quality for me to keep coming back every day? Now, at 4 million subs and averaging 3 million, 4 million views a video, he's doing great, right? And I'm happy that he's doing YouTube. I don't know if I'm happy that celebrities are doing YouTube in general, but if the content's good, the content's good. What are you going to argue about? It's just that with Jack Black, it's like he's not a pro gamer, right? There's nothing Jack Black is going to do that's going to blow your mind on YouTube because it's a gaming channel. But his quality is going to be good, and he's going to be a celebrity, right? And his delivery is going to be good because he's a professional entertainer. So he's got 2 out of the 3 things. So by the nature of him being a celebrity and the fact that he's Jack Black, he's got enough to make a successful YouTube channel. If Jack Black showed up out of nowhere and said, by the way, I've been playing competitive Fortnite with my son for the last year. I'm actually really good. And he was a good Fortnite streamer. Yeah, he'd be a top channel on YouTube. He'd be a top 100 channel instantly. But instead, he's just got 2 of the 3 things. And that's kind of the secret of success to this channel, right? It's I'm not a pro gamer. Okay, that's something that's come up before. I'm not a pro gamer. When it comes to Ark of War, I am definitely famous amongst the Ark of War community. There is money involved, which would make you a professional, and it is a game. But I like to consider myself more of like the John Madden of Ark of War, if anyone gets the reference. Like, John Madden still coached, didn't play, was the commentator. I don't know. But the quality's there. The understanding of the game is there. The content is of quality, right? I deliver good video. I deliver the action. I deliver the galactic battle. It's all, visibly well prepared and well done. It's and the content's good for the people watching it, right? Doesn't matter if you have just the most amazing high FPS quality. If you're making pasta and no one wants to watch you make pasta, doesn't matter how great you talk about it, unless you're a gorgeous babe. I guess that's not a great example. Anyway, that's one of those thoughts I haven't fully fleshed out. I need to draw a diagram and really cement the idea. I'm sure someone else already has, but it's not exactly a unique thought. I just called it a tripod because it seemed like there was always 3 or 4 things that separated good from great channels. Anyway, should we finish up what the channel's doing? Finish up what the channel's doing, and we'll finish this video. How long is this video? God, these Fireside Chat videos, these are ridiculous. These are ridiculous. Oh, for all of you guys that are still here, that even came back after watching 20 minutes, and you still came back for more, thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining the discussion. What's next for the channel? The Remastered Series. The belt. We're going to make a belt. The trophy, for sure. And the live event. I just don't know where or when or how we're going to do the live event. I just know that when I put something on my site and I keep talking about it, it will stimulate ideas and people will interact and say, hey, I know a venue, or hey, I'll set up an event. I'm an event planner, or something like that. So live stream Galactic Battle Finals, 4-hour event. It's coming. I just don't know when. But until then, we're going to set that Patreon goal at 35. We're at 33 now. We're going to start doing the Remastered Series of all the old videos that are still great videos that just need to be redone in the modern age. So in the comments below, I will ask for the comments below. Probably do 1 video of these a week, maybe 2 a week, depending on what's there. What would you like to see? Definitely thinking we need to do Plasma breakdown because Plasma is going to be so useful in Galactic Battle again. The Monster Killing Guide, probably should revisit that in high def. I think that was a 13-minute video that could have been cut down a bit. But 14,000 views, so that must have been a paid one. Sometimes 7 Pirates would jump in and promote my videos without me knowing. These are event updates. Ares Gym, do not share. This was showing this is Paul's video, Magnum PI, when he figured out that Stella with an Ares Gym can totally disable a lot of commanders, including Rogers. They just won't hit for any damage because Ares lowers their attack. But the 1 million leadership, that was calculating how much 1 million leadership costs. I think it was like 30,000 at the time. It's a little cheaper now because magazines are easier to get. I'd like to redo that one. That's a popular video, 8,000 views, and that's probably watched by most Ark War players eventually. The event ad leadership breakdown, how to do that event properly, needs to be redone, because that event comes around, you really need to capitalize on it and to hold your magazines until that event comes. So 1 million leadership, the ad leadership video, the monster killing guide, plasmas video, Into the Dominion series. I'm not redoing that. Into the Dominion is how to get the Dominion ship, but it's a 4-part series, resetting your faction and all that. Star Jewel breakdown. I should probably revisit the Star Jewels. A bunch of commander breakdowns. I'd skip those. No one's important. Grievous is kind of good, but not worth. There's more important stuff in the way. Moonshadow, 100,000 videos. 100,000 views on that one. 100,000. Yeah, I don't know how that got 100,000 views. I think Seven Pirates promoted it and just put way too much money on it because it had a good thumbnail. I don't know. Tear suppression video, and that's a good video. I probably should redo it, even though it's probably going to be the same dialogue. I just want to get it back out there for new players. There's a lot of new players playing our game. It doesn't take much to get caught up, believe it or not. I'll cover that in another video. The top 8 commanders. I should probably revisit the top 8 commanders right now and see who's best at best. I mean, look at Hoodoo's on that list. Golem's on that list. Bullet's on that list. Rock's on that list. Bullet and Rock will probably still get there. But yeah, that list needs to be updated. That was kind of what the Season 7 Commander cards are about. The Space Shop Legacy video, do not share. That was a bad video. I ended up reshooting that one. Event monsters, no. All right, so those are the choices. In the comments below, put what you'd like to see there. Also, I need to do a speed-up quick building Rangers tip. Speed building Rangers meat shield trip. I never did that video. How to build a ton of Rangers fast with your whole guild clicking help. That's a great way to get 1 million Rangers in just a few hours. But yeah, there's still a lot of videos to do. That's what's coming next. Let's end this Fireside Chat video. I think I covered this. I think I covered what I want to. I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to leave it raw and start getting back to the Pimp My Ark and Arcs episodes and try to figure out what the fuck is going on in our game right now. What is happening with these super guilds? I mean, I like it. We need less guilds in the top 32, so getting a lot of the big players into one guild kind of makes sense. And it doesn't affect my guild because we didn't absorb anyone major and none of our majors left, so we just have a chance of being in the playoffs. Like going against these super major guilds that were going to beat us anyway. Now they're all at least on the same guild. But I don't know. We'll see what develops with that. You know, I haven't really talked about me server merging or people merging to us. I kind of don't want to. Kind of want to see where the dust settles because the more big players move, the cheaper it is for me to migrate anyway. So let all the big players move around, and by the time you get there, it'll be cheaper for you. Yeah, because it's based not on how much power you're going from, it's how much power you're arriving at, if that makes sense. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out for the Fireside Chat video. Did we ever figure out which number this was? Yeah, and Fireside Chat and Melt. Let's see. Yeah, there's number 4, number 9. 4 months ago. Has it really been 4 months since our last Fireside Chat? Fireside Chat 10, 2 months ago? Good God, man. So this is Fireside Chat 11. Wow. The last one was we're not getting into this. Fireside Chat 11. Thanks everyone. We'll see you on tomorrow's video, and thank the patrons that keep this channel going and pushing it on. We're only going to keep doing amazing things, guys. It's going to get wild. I want to look back on this in a few years, 5 years, 10 years, and say, yeah, I didn't blow that opportunity. We had a lot of fun with that community. I don't want to look back and say, man, if I would have done it differently, I would have set up Patreon sooner, or I wouldn't have done Patreon. No, we're doing Patreon. We're going to get this thing. We're going to blow it up. We're going to do a live event. I don't know what's happening after that. We'll go.